Here's check on stories we're following for you today on Robin Hood Radio. A forecast from Pat Pagano calls for variable clouds today, 70 to 75, hazy, humid with scattered showers and gusty thunderstorms tomorrow, high about 90. Thursday, partly sunny, less humid, and Friday, we'll have increasing clouds, temperature around 65. We'll get the details of Pat's forecast in just a few minutes. The Norfolk Affordable Housing Proposal has their hearing continued. The Planning and Zoning Commission agreed to continue a hearing on Haystack Woods to June 22nd, though the PZC cannot act on the application for re-subdivision until the Inland Wetlands Commission completes its own work on the plan. The Foundation for Norfolk Living has proposed Haystack Woods, including at least 10 affordable houses in an area off Old Colony Road formerly used as a gravel pit. The Foundation is seeking to re-subdivide the site because state funding will be easier to obtain if the road serving the houses is accepted as a public street. Kent has approved their $13.3 million town budget. Their tax rate is slightly lower. First Selectman Gene Speck asked voters to approve the town budget on Friday evening with a reduction that did not include $26,500 for the Emergency Management Department. Speck made the motion to amend the budget at the first thing she presented to voters about the $13.3 million package for 2021-22 that includes municipal, education, debt service, and capital appropriations. Meanwhile, the Connecticut House has okayed a ballot bill. Parties, though, are clashing over legislation to expand absentee voting. Democratic and Republican legislators clashed again over legislation intended to allow more voters to cast absentee ballots. In a 117 to 28 bipartisan vote, Democrat-controlled House approved a bill that expands two of the current allowable excuses for absentee voting, subject to penalties for making false statements to obtain and cast absentee ballots. The legislation repeals the requirement that a voter must personally be ill or physically disabled to obtain an absentee ballot. Instead, eligibility would be based on sickness or physical disability generally. That change would allow a voter to cite the illness of a child or family member or their own compromised immune system. New York has reversed its COVID policy that would have required kids in childcare to wear masks. Kids in daycare will not have to wear masks to protect against COVID-19, state agencies said yesterday, reversing that derided policy put in place last week. The joint announcement from the State Office of Children and Family Services and Department of Health comes days after daycare facilities and lawmakers ripped a change in the state mandate last week that required those over the age of 2 to wear masks while at childcare. Meanwhile, New York looks to have their schools fully reopen in person in September. The days of remote or hybrid learning in New York students might come in time for the fall school session, according to Governor Cuomo. He was optimistic that all New York elementary and secondary schools could dump learning by the time students return in September. His comments came soon after New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio said the city schools will fully reopen in September. For his part, Cuomo said he was also confident that all schools statewide would be able to end remote learning by fall. In Stockbridge, one of South County, Massachusetts' largest employers, finally is making plans to reopen after shutting its campus 11 months ago. The Cropalo Center for Yoga and Health is planning to reopen its retreat near Stockbridge Bowl to on-site guests August 19th with safety protocols in place. They'll start to bring employees back next month, according to the CEO. It's the largest yoga retreat in North America. They'll begin taking guest reservations June 1st at limited capacity in accordance with COVID-19 safety guidelines that are in place in Massachusetts at the time. Only registered day and night guests will be allowed on the campus at first. Walking guests initially will be accommodated. In meetings in our area, the Sharon Housing Authority has their meeting at 5 p.m. today, the Board of Selectmen at 5:30. Dover Union Free School District has their Board of Education meeting beginning tonight at 7 p.m. The Economic Development Commission has a Zoom meeting tonight in Cornwall. That begins at 7:30. In Hillsdale, New York, the Conservation Advisory Council has a meeting from 7 to 9 p.m. It's a virtual open meeting on Zoom to formally present the Hillsdale Natural Resource Inventory. You can check their website for details on joining that Zoom conversation. Coming up tomorrow, the Dover Town Board has their regular meeting. The Region 1 Middle School Athletics Activities Committee meeting will be held tomorrow at 6 p.m., and that is via a Zoom conference call. The ABC Committee of Region 1 is meeting tomorrow at 7 p.m. via Zoom as well. The Town of Sheffield Planning Board has a meeting coming up tomorrow at 7 p.m. It's virtual via Zoom. Once again, Lime Rock Park has their Trans Am Classic Weekend, May 28th, 29th, and 30th and 31st at Lime Rock Park in Lakeville, Connecticut. More information, limerock.com/Trans Am Classic. DM Hunt Homegrown Plant Sale is happening from 9 to 4 on Saturday and 9 to 2 on Sunday at the DM Hunt Library in Falls Village. More information at huntlibrary.org. Friends of the Pine Plains Library holding their book sale 3 days this Memorial Day weekend on the second floor of the library. The sale will be held on Saturday from 9:30 till 2. Special preview held from 8:30 to 9:30 for members. That's $10. The sale continues on Sunday from 11 till 2 and on Monday from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. Smithfield Chamber Orchestra, under the direction of Matt Finley, has a Pops concert on Saturday at 4 p.m. at the Smithfield Church, Smithfield Valley Road, Route 83 in Amenia, benefiting church concerts in a socially safe setting, rain or shine. Suggested donation is $20. It is open to the public. A concert in the park, the Rojan Library in Hillsdale on Sunday. Matt and Atla D. Champlain. Matt and Atla D. Champlain return for a concert on the Hilltop Barn at the Roloff Jansen Park. Admission is free. Guests are encouraged to bring lawn chairs. Social distancing must be maintained at all times. More information is available at the Rojan Library. Our business brief is underwritten by Morgan's at the Interlaken, interlakenin.com. You'll also find them on Facebook and Instagram, Salisbury Bank, salisburybank.com, and by Viale Insurance, 75 Main Street in Lee, insuring seasonal and secondary homes in the Berkshires since 1912, 413-243-0347, on the web, vialeinsurance.com. The Dow Jones Industrial Average will start off today at 34,393.98, the NASDAQ at 13,661.17, and the S&P 500 at 4197.05. We'll take a look at the tri-state forecast. That'll come your way in just a few moments.